we appreciate you being here on this 4th of July Eve. A lot of you celebrating the holiday already, getting that observed holiday off, an extra long weekend. Hope you're enjoying it so far. Thanks for taking the time to be with us here at 6:30 for Weather Impact Now. I'm Chief Meteorologist Trevor Burchett. It has been a hot one today, a hot week, really. We've not escaped the heat hardly at all, except for the few lucky neighborhoods that have seen some showers. But most of us are dry, and most of us are going to stay dry through this weekend. I know a lot of us are hoping for a little pop-up shower or storm to cool us off. That's possible this weekend. I just wouldn't count on it. Those will be very hit or miss. You see right now looking toward downtown Memphis, got the big Redbirds game tonight, the fireworks show there tonight, and then of course tomorrow on the river as well. It is hot, it is humid, it's hazy right now. Temperatures in the 90s for most of us. But there are a couple of areas that have seen some showers. We've been watching northeast Mississippi out toward Corinth and Ripley. Tippah County really had some heavy thunderstorms earlier. And we're also watching a couple of storms in West Tennessee, Crockett County getting a good little downpour. And then there were a couple of cells earlier that popped up near Arlington, Lakeland, Eads, right along the 269 Interstate 40 corridor. Right now, one little cell still hanging on. I don't think there's even a lot of lightning with this. One or two strikes in there just to the east of Covington along Highway 14 north of 54. So that's a good downpour. It's just not going to last long. That's going to be the case through the weekend. These are going to be very quick pop-ups. They could be heavy, but they're just not going to last that long. So thankfully, most of the weekend will be dry, but just be aware there could be a couple of these pop-ups that hang on. You can see who's seen the rain today as you look at the temperatures. It's 75 in Corinth right now. Lucky them. 78 in Bolivar, also 75 in Dyersburg. Everybody else pretty much close to 90. It's 93 here in Memphis, 95 in Tunica, 94 Clarksdale. Heat index, of course, not doing us many favors. Right now in Covington, it feels like 108. Hopefully that nearby storm will cool them down just a little bit. 102 in Tunica, 103 in Forest City. I do want to let you know this evening we do have an air quality alert in effect for the Memphis metro area that includes Critton and DeSoto Shelby. This is what we call a code orange air quality alert. And this happens when air quality gets to a certain level where it gets reduced. And this usually happens in the summertime when there's not a lot of wind, it's hot, it's humid, and all the pollutants from the city kind of hang out at the surface. So it can result in lower air quality. Most of us are not going to be impacted. But if you do have a sensitive condition like asthma or COPD, you probably want to limit your time outside. This goes through sunset tonight. So if you do have a sensitive breathing condition, probably want to hang out inside for the rest of the evening. Even if you don't have a condition, if you have allergies, you might notice itchy, watery eyes or a scratchy nose just with all those extra pollutants in the air. Again, that's a code orange air quality alert through this evening. Otherwise, most of us are dry. Again, there could be a couple of isolated pop-ups. Most of us are totally dry, though. 80s through 10 p.m. and then eventually into the 70s overnight tonight. Any storm that manages to pop up will fizzle out as the sun sets. So tonight looks dry, partly cloudy, just muggy, down to 76. And then tomorrow, pretty much going to be the same thing all over again. We start off near 80. We wind up in the low 90s, a mix of sun and clouds, and hot and humid as well. You're looking at a heat index for the 4th of July. 103 in Memphis. That's not as hot as it was earlier this week, but it is still hot. You need to find a way to cool down, drink lots of water, and the sunscreen. Don't forget that this weekend. Feels like 101 tomorrow in Dyersburg, 105 in Tunica. Sunday looks pretty similar, 93, partly cloudy, heat index around 100. But both days this weekend are going to feature slight chances for some pop-up storms, especially in the afternoon and evening. The time frame we usually watch is about 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. That's where we could see those isolated downpours. Not going to happen everywhere, but there is at least a chance. I think the hour-by-hour radar has a really good hold on this tomorrow. The morning starts off dry, but as we get into the afternoon, again, by about 2 or 3 o'clock, we get a couple of pop-ups on the radar. Now, this will not happen everywhere. Most of us will go all day tomorrow and be totally dry. But there are a couple of neighborhoods that could see a quick little downpour, and then it'll move on. These storms don't last long. These are the nature of these summertime pop-ups. They're very isolated. They're hit or miss. They could, pop up over Cordova while it's sunny downtown or vice versa. Very small pop-up storms. They usually don't last long, maybe 30 minutes to an hour, but they could be heavy. Good downpours with some gusty wind. And of course, if you can hear thunder, you're close enough to be struck by lightning. So if you're out on the lake or at the pool or just outside tomorrow and you start hearing that thunder, start seeing the clouds bubble up, probably time to head on inside. We're going to keep in these summertime pop-up storms really for the next 7 days. 30% chance for the weekend. Monday and Tuesday, maybe slightly better chances for pop-up storms, and then more isolated showers and storms by the end of next week. Heat index still pretty high. I don't think it's going to be as bad as last week was, but you're looking at heat index values around 100 in the afternoon. So through the weekend, it's going to be fun. You're going to be outside. Make sure every once in a while, step in the shade, take a breather, at least, step in the AC for a little bit. Drink plenty of water. Start the night before. I know it's the 4th of July. You might be drinking something else. Try to get some water in there too. It'll make you feel better. Kids, pets, friends, family members, call them, make sure they're okay. In this summer heat, just giving somebody a phone call, making sure they're doing okay can really help save a life. Looking ahead to the weekend, 95 for the 4th of July tomorrow, 93 on Sunday, partly cloudy, mostly dry. Heat index around 100, and each afternoon will feature that slight chance of a pop-up storm. Just be aware if you do see one, it could be heavy for a couple of minutes. Monday, Tuesday, highs in the low 90s. Slight chances for a couple of pop-up showers. I think the chance is a little higher Monday or Tuesday. Still not going to rain all day, but there could be a couple of showers out there. And then lower rain chances by the end of next week. Partly cloudy with a couple more pop-up storms possible. Temperatures do drop a little bit, closer to the average high, which is in the low 90s for this time of year, and then low temperatures in the mid 70s. Muggy for the next 7 days. Unfortunately, there's not going to be much escaping this humidity as we are in the heart of summer now. All right, that's your local forecast if you're staying here, but a lot of you hitting the road for the weekend, maybe to Pickwick or Sardis. Lucky you. We'll check in with meteorologist Daniel McDonald for your regional forecast right after this.